Anchor down, Admiral Nation, and welcome back to the Admiral Brag Sheet podcast. We took a week off last week, and so we're going to get you caught up on a lot of things that happened in the athletic department. Before we do that, how was prom, guys?
It was good.
Good?
It was fun.
Good prom?
Good.
Late night, all that good stuff? Okay, well, good. I know that's always a fun part of your senior year, kind of another one of those last, so, soak those things up. But let's go ahead and get into the action that's happened over the past couple weeks. We've had a lot of baseball, a lot of softball, a lot of tennis, and we're going to get you caught up on that. Unfortunately, track's been rained out a little bit. Hopefully they get their meet in this week. But let's start off with baseball, Wesley. Catch us up. Y'all have been on a little tour of the country, I guess, over the past couple weeks. Catch us up on what's been going on.
Yes, sir. Last weekend we went to Sulphur, Lake Charles, Louisiana, which is about 4.5 hours away.
Yeah.
Definitely a fun bus ride. But we went up there for the weekend. We played three games against some really, really good competition. First game we played against Kelly Catholic. We won 11-3. Then we played against a team called Concordia Lutheran, who I believe
they were number 4 in the nation at the time, weren't they?
That's Flower Mound.
That was Flower Mound?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But Concordia Lutheran was also very good. I think they had either won state or went to state last year, and I think it was maybe 4A or 5A or something like that. But they were another really solid team. We won that game 8-5, and then we played Flower Mound out of Texas, who is the team that was number 4 in the nation. They're currently the number 1 team in Texas out of all the 7A schools. They're the best team.
Okay.
And we ended up losing 5-2. We had a 1-0 lead going into the 7th inning. Prince Cottenham, one of our starting pitchers, absolutely dealt the whole game.
Yeah.
He threw 6 scoreless, and then since it's early in the season, we have all of our pitchers on the pitch count.
Yeah.
So we had to pull them, and then one thing after another. A good team like that's going to find a way to score whenever you take the starter out the game. They put up 5 in the 7th. We had a chance to tie it in the bottom of the 7th. We had bases loaded with 2 outs, so we had the winning run or tying run at the plate. But ended up losing that game 5-2. But overall, it was a good weekend. Then last weekend, or the 29th and March 1st and 2nd, we went to Hoover, Alabama for the Perfect Game National Tournament. We played 4 games. We went 2-2. We played on Thursday. We played 2 games. We played Hillcrest out of Tuscaloosa, lost 6-4 in a close game. Then we played Daphne, Alabama, and won 14-2. Then Friday we played Etowah, who's also another team that I think they went to state in maybe 3A or 4A or something like that last year. Lost 3-6, and then played Mountain View on Saturday morning, the morning before prom, and won 7-0, and then had to rush
home. A long day right
and
there.
then had to rush home to get back to prom. So.
Yeah, I'm sure you were pretty tired at the end of that night right
yes, sir.
there. So I'm sure you got to sleep a little bit on the trip back.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay. So really, 5-4 record right now. That's not bad, but I think when you consider the level of competition that we've played at this point in the year, I think having a winning record right now is probably a win in itself, and y'all probably learned a little bit about yourselves so far too. What's some things that you've learned about the baseball team so far?
Absolutely. Coach Mack loves to put those tough games at the beginning of the year, and I think we could very easily be 7-2 or 8-1. Honestly, there's a lot of these, like all of our losses are close games.
Yeah.
I know Picayune, we 100% should have won that. We had
some errors there.
Errors.
Yeah.
And then a couple of these other games, we kind of just let them get away from us at the end. But definitely, I think that this has been a really, really good test for sure. Because I know some teams, like other teams on the coast, they're not playing this type of competition. Like we've played 2 teams from the coast. Everyone else has been from either Alabama or Louisiana or Texas.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that it's going to prepare us for districts. This week coming up, we're playing some of the best teams in Mississippi. We're playing Mountain Brook, Alabama, which is another really good team on Saturday.
Typically a really good team, yeah.
Then we got Jackson Prep, who's the number 2 team in the state, and MRA, who's another top team. And so those games are definitely going to be big tests going into district these next couple weeks. So I think we're definitely prepared for the challenge, though.
Yeah, and obviously the whole goal behind all of that is to make the regular season a lot easier
Right.
when you go through a gauntlet like that. You know, the goal is to make everything else seem easy at that point. So looking forward to seeing what else the baseball team has to come. Why don't you catch us up a little bit on some tennis action there?
So tennis has played a few games in the last 2 weeks. On the 22nd, we played Van Cleve and we got a 7-0 dub there.
Always good to get a win against my former school.
Yeah,
right there.
fair enough. So got the pride for Coach Walters.
That's right.
And then the 26th, we played St. Martin and got a 6-1 victory. I believe we won every court except mixed doubles, and I think our normal guy and girl for mixed doubles are both out.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's good to get the next two up, just next man up mentality, and I'm fairly certain that they competed. So props to everyone, all 7 games there. Then we played Stone and got another 6-1 victory the 29th. Kind of just cruising. Then we faced a big test. Was that
Saturday.
It was a real early one.
Yeah.
So Oxford came down, and Oxford, as far as I know in the tennis world, Oxford and Madison Central run the North.
They're the ones that.
So that's kind of like the Gulfport and Ocean Springs of tennis in the North. And I heard we lost 6-1. So we won our boys singles court. Shout out to Rylan Buford. He's always undefeated, 2-time state champion. He's a dog. He won his court. But from what they made it seem like, it was just like, it was not like 6-0, 6-0, 6-0 on all these courts. Like it was like 4-4 and like going into tiebreakers in almost every single one. And they said that they played bad and easily could have came away with a 6-1 win their way.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, most of the time, tennis scores, if you lose 6-1 but all your courts were close, you didn't get destroyed. So,
yeah, that's one of those things where a couple things go the other way, and we very easily could have maybe won that 4-3 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I think the Madison Central match kind of went like that as well. You know, I think we lost 5-2, but we had some courts that were really close and could have gone either way. So that's good news looking to the future. If we can make it to the state championship, maybe we can pull off a win against those two teams. Two teams.
So a good 2 weeks for the tennis team. I know they're looking to go back to match what they did last season at least, and hopefully get a dub in the big house. So
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. They unfortunately everybody got rained out yesterday, and tennis was one of those. So looking forward to the next match, and we'll catch you up on the week to come here coming up soon. But I want to catch everybody up on softball action. Softball team's doing a really good job competing right now. We've talked about it before. They lost a lot from the last year's team. Some kids that had started since they were in 7th and 8th grade, and replacing that is not always easy to do. But a very well-coached team. Coach Basto does a great job with her staff, and we've been really competing hard. So catching you up, February the 20th against Stone, we came away with a 10-6 win that day. Unfortunately, went on the road to Van Cleve, got beat 7-6 in a really close ball game. But again, very competitive game against a historically really good softball team. They competed really hard and came away with a little bit of a loss. Then on the 24th, we hosted our kickoff tournament that day. Took a 6-3 loss to start the day to Alma Bryant. And then came up with a tie against Greene County. One of those things that you don't see very often in baseball or softball. See a little bit more often in soccer. Came up with a tie, but tournaments, the way you play it, time limits, you don't want to throw the rest of the tournament off. So came away with a tie that day. Then went on the road, or actually this was a home game against Wayne County on February the 27th. Had a 7-2 win. And then on February 29th, went on the road to Pass Christian, came up with a 6-5 win. So Elite Day win that day, one of those extra days that we get once every 4 years, came up with a win on that day. So, softball team really, like I said, they're doing a great job competing after losing some really valuable members of the team. I expect them to make some noise in the playoffs when it comes down to it in the region. Again, very well coached. It seems like every time I go out there, they're practicing late into the day and working really hard, and love to see what they're doing out there on the field. So a lot of good action from baseball, softball, and tennis. Track, like I said, got rained out last week. Got a big meet coming up this week, and we'll talk about that in the week to come. So why don't we go ahead and start off with the week to come. Today is Tuesday. We're going to start off with what was supposed to happen on Monday. Wesley, what were we supposed to have yesterday?
Tennis was supposed to be at Long Beach.
That got canceled.
Yes, sir. And then the 9th grade baseball team was supposed to play at home versus OS. That
got moved to Wednesday this week now.
And then middle school was they didn't play at Pearl River Central, did they?
They did not. That got moved to next Monday now. So.
And then, like you just said, track meet at West Harrison also got canceled.
Got canceled. That was that's the middle school track meet. It got moved to Wednesday this week as well. So a few games got moved from Monday to Wednesday, and hopefully we can get a little bit better luck with some weather. Unfortunately, it's out there raining right now. So today, Tuesday, what we're supposed to have is the softball team hosting Van Cleve today. Again, we'll have to see what the weather does for us. Hopefully, we're able to get that in. And then our girls powerlifting team is heading up to Pearl. They actually left last night, went to spend the night. They have the South State Championship today in powerlifting. I know they had a really good showing at Regions, finished second place in that. Talked to Coach Fallow. I think he's expecting that maybe they got a chance to compete for the South State Championship and see how many kids that we can advance to the state championships and all that. So we talked about Wednesday and how some things got shifted around once again. Baseball, 9th grade baseball is going to play on Wednesday. Track is going to play on Wednesday, and then the middle school baseball team is going to play next Monday from the rain out on this Monday. What we got on Thursday?
So Thursday the 7th, tennis has what I view as probably the biggest match of the year.
Yeah.
At Ocean Springs at 4:00, and we got our track team. They're going to Cary High. Don't ask me where that is.
No, that's William. It's William
Cary. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Cary track meet.
Okay.
So, yeah.
There it is. And then baseball, you got our middle school at Pearl River again.
Mm-hmm.
And then, no, this time they come
home.
here.
Yeah,
okay.
That'll be home.
And then our 9th grade team at Ocean Springs at 5. And then our softball team goes to Stone County at 5 and 6:30.
That's right. So big long day there as well. Friday, what do we got?
Yes, sir. Friday, softball is going to Ocean Springs for their tournament. They're playing Brandon. I'm sure that'll be a good game at 3. And then tennis is playing in the McGill-Tulane tourney.
That's the girls.
Just the girls, and that's in Alabama, right?
That's in
Mobile, right?
Mm-hmm. That's right. So they're going to take that trip over on Friday and Saturday. And then Saturday kicks off the Battle at the Beach. For those of you who don't know, the Battle at the Beach is a week long, really way more than a week.
Yeah.
It extends for quite some time, but just a bunch of different schools converge on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. We're one of the major hosts of that tournament. Feels like we got games going on all day, every day for the entirety of the week.
Yeah.
So
it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. My office, my secretary and my assistant and I, we basically don't get to be in the office that week because we got to be out on the field doing tickets and game administration, all that kind of stuff. But the first game of it is Saturday against Mountain Brook. The baseball team is playing at 11 o'clock, and it's the first home game of the year for us. So I'm going to break out that new concession stand that we have. If you hadn't been out there to see it yet, it looks really good. They're finishing hooking it up this week. It's the shipping container project, and it looks fantastic. The new deck built out there. Hopefully we've got everything all ready to go for Saturday. Against a really good baseball team, Mountain Brook. I graduated from Hartsville High School in North Alabama, and Mountain Brook was one of those teams that you always knew was going to be really good, and historically that's held up for a really long time. So, who's throwing that game? Do you know?
It'll probably be Ethan Serwick, if I had to guess.
Yeah, might as well throw the guy that throws 94 that day, huh? Yeah, that's a good idea. And then tennis, the girls' tennis team, once again, they're traveling over to McGill-Tulane. for their tournament. And then we've got powerlifting. The boys are hosting the South State Championship. And I think the expectation for that is what the expectation always is. And, hopefully everybody stays healthy. We go out and compete our best. And if we do that, I think, South State Championship's probably in the cards for us right there. So looking forward to that. So, guys, we were talking about it a little bit before we went on air here. Y'all got basically like 6 to 8 weeks of high school left. You obviously have a season left. You're in club ball right now. You're looking forward to what's coming in the future. So you guys take me through like what's going through your mind. I know what it was like for me looking back the final days of my high school career. Y'all tell me just kind of like the things that go on a daily basis. Do you think about like this is the last time I'm going to do this, or do you just kind of go about your business and do what you do?
I just try to go about my business, I guess, in the best way I can. I do definitely with baseball, since I'm going to college I'm going to Ole Miss just for school and not to play baseball or anything. It's definitely kind of one of those bittersweet things.
Yeah.
Just like little things like being at practice. Like I'm just like try to like every now and then, like if I'm like shagging BP, just like be like just take it in. Like these are the days you won't get back.
Yeah.
So just trying to like take everything in and enjoy the moment. For sure. I know we haven't played a home game yet, but definitely Saturday will be our first home game. And I'm really looking forward to being back at the Herb because, last year was absolutely electric in the playoffs and stuff. So hopefully we can, run it back and make it to state.
Looking forward to that. Tripp, has there been anything that's really, like, surprised you about this year, your last year?
I don't know. Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. It's slowing down. Like, you can see that. That's the way I'm kind of thinking of everything is coming to a halt. Like, you can just tell even schoolwork's kind of slowing down a little bit, and my season's over. That's been something I've thought about a lot.
Banquet last night. Got a chance to do that.
So, I mean, kind of aside just reflecting on my season, my soccer season, I've kind of been the same thing as Wesley. I never really thought, like, this is my last prom or this is my last. Yeah, but, I mean, luckily, fortunately enough, I have the chance to go play at the next level. So, I mean, I've been training really hard for that and getting ready for junior college preseason that starts in August. So, that's kind of where my mind's been at, just looking ahead, but also just taking in everything that I have right now. So, and then looking forward to the summer, the last kind of summer at home with the guys and everything. So
that's always interesting, is that last summer at home, because once you go away to college, things change at that point. So that's advice I would give you as an old guy, I guess, is take advantage of every one of those moments. Any advice y'all would give to the juniors coming up for their senior year? Nothing?
Just enjoy it, I guess.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
Take it all in.
Yeah. Well, obviously y'all got a few more weeks left. You with your season and Tripp with school and just kind of finalizing and getting ready for college. But so we got a little bit more time together. But I'm looking forward to seeing how baseball rolls, how softball goes, track, all that kind of stuff. Had a good time over the course of this year. So hopefully we'll finish really strong with it. So. We'll be back shortly and update you on everything that's going on in the athletic department. Until then, hoo-yah.